Alright, welcome to Chemistry with Mr. Schultz, or as I like to call it, Chem is try, because if you try, you're going to do well. Alright, so a little about me. My name is David Schultz. I'm 31. I graduated from South High in '02. Went to NDSU, graduated in '07 with chemistry and education degrees, and I finished my master's in education last year. This will be my 8th year teaching, and I currently teach chemistry and AP chemistry. I am married to Mrs. Schultz. We've been married for 8 years now. We have a son. His name is Graydon. He's 6 years old, goes to kindergarten at Bennett. Here's our family photo from a wedding, and here's my daughter Annabelle, and she's age 3. Just a little about me. I guess I like to run, play hockey, softball, broomball, ultimate frisbee, read, spend time with family and friends, and I like to coach. Coach a lot of my son's sports. So anything that keeps me active, that's what I like to do. Okay, so let's get into the syllabus now. That's the main point of this video. If you haven't done so yet, on Daily Planner, you should download the chemistry syllabus, and you should put it into a folder on your computer too. So, like for me, for example, I have a teaching folder, and create yourself a chemistry folder in your school folder. And in that chemistry folder, you can call this thing the chemistry syllabus, and you should download that and save it in there. And once you download it, it looks something like this. So I'm going to go through it electronically in a PDF here, but you should also kind of read through it as well and look at it as we go through it. So let's get back to the PowerPoint here. So first of all, you're taking chemistry. It's 1 credit. My office is in A110 or in our classroom A107. Depending on if my classroom is being used, you'll find me in A110. The periods that I'm available are periods 3 and 6 and after school. I'm also technically off period 1, but because of like daycare drop-off and school drop-off, I might not come in right away at period 1. So just a heads up there. Period 3, 6, and after school. Period 1 and and after school, if you make an arrangement, I can make sure I'm there, so just don't hesitate to let me know if you need to. My email is schultd@fargoschools.org, and my phone number is 446-5707. Most of you should contact me via email if you need to. So chemistry is a course that studies matter and the changes it undergoes. It's meant for a wide range of academic abilities. It's excellent preparation for college level freshman chemistry, and in general it's really suited for college level anything. We basically get you ready for college when you take chemistry. Things that we'll cover are atomic structure, periodic law like the table, chemical bonding, acids and bases, the mole and stoichiometry. We'll look at quantitative or numerical relationships, and we'll also maybe touch on nuclear chemistry at the end of the year. We do a lot of lab work in this class, and it's integrated into how we cover the course. For this course, you need a couple things. You need a textbook, and we're going to give it to you all electronically, and we'll actually end up posting a link to it on Daily Planner so you can access it through there. And then you should also make a bookmark on your Chrome browser with that. If you would like a hard copy, please just let me know, via email or tell me in class. We can get you a hard copy as well. You need at least a scientific calculator for my class. If you have a graphing calculator, great. But for my class, all you need is a scientific calculator. Everybody needs one. I have a couple you can borrow in case you forget one, but you're not going to be allowed to borrow it every day. So everyone needs to have a scientific calculator and bring it to class. Bring your tablets. It'll be to your advantage to have headphones or earbuds so you can listen to videos while you're in my class. 1.5 3-inch binder. Notebook or loose leaf paper so you can do some of your assignments on there, and pencils and pens. Here's kind of what we're going to cover this year. If you need to look at some more detail, you can pause the screen here, but I kind of got it broken down by which quarter we'll cover it in, and what the topics are and what chapters they are as well. Evaluation procedures or grading procedures. So basically 10% of your homework in my class will go toward your quarter grade. Labs and projects will be 15% of your quarter grade. Quizzes will be 15% of your quarter grade, and tests are worth 60% of your quarter grade. So very heavily weighed on the test year. But as we get ready for college, that's one thing we want to do is become better test takers, and we can work on some strategies to help you out if you need to. Quarter grade goes 90, 80, 70, 60 for A, B, D, F. Semester grades, we take your quarter 1 grade, quarter 2 grade, and take 40% of each of those, and your final exam is worth 20% of your semester grade. And this is the grade that really counts. This is the grade that goes in your transcripts. So it's okay to maybe be a borderline grade 1 quarter or so, but whatever grade you really want to earn, for your semester grade. Really work to get into a solid middle part of that grade. So, like a 95% or 85%, because that way you're not going to be worried about slipping down to a lower grade if the final exam should bring you down. So that's the grading procedures. In my class, we're going to do the flipped classroom. So typically at school, we lecture, and at home, you do homework. What we're going to do is we're going to flip those things around. So I'm actually going to send you home most days this year to do your lecture at home. And you're going to come to school, and you're not really going to do homework, but we'll do some practice stuff, we'll do labs, we'll do mini labs, demos, that kind of thing in school. We kind of flip those two things around. The reason I do that is when you get your lecture at your own pace, where you can pause and rewind, that's more advantageous to you. You get to do that at home as your homework. When you come to class, we practice more. And if you should ever get stuck on the practice you're doing, well, you're in school now, and I'm here to help you. So that's kind of why I've flipped my classroom. It's really important that you pause, you rewind when you need to when you're getting that lecture at home, and that you do a good job of getting your notes done every single night. Rules or policies for academic integrity and attendance. Academic dishonesty is not tolerated in my class, so like cheating, helping others cheat, or plagiarize is not tolerated. If you're caught doing that, you will receive a 0 on those assignments or tests if you should do that. And we'll call home and also make sure that the administration and counselors know too. So do not find yourself committing academic dishonesty. Attendance or makeup policy. Attendance is critical in this class. It is your responsibility. It's always your responsibility to find out what was missed when you miss for an absence. Do not be tardy to class. When you miss class or when you're late to class, you're going to find yourself behind, and we really can't wait for you if you're the one tardy. You are tardy when you're not in your seat when the bell rings. If you're not in your seat when the bell rings, you know you're tardy, and 3 of those will result in detention. So work hard at getting to class on time. If you have a really stretched out schedule and it's hard to get here, make sure you let me know, but we should really try to find a way to get here faster. You'll have 2 days to make up assignments or tests for any excused absences you have, and we'll talk about a different type of excused absence in the next slide. So if you're gone for being sick, basically, you have 2 days to make stuff up. If it's not made up within 2 days, you'll start to lose some points or percentage of your points from that. If you're going to make up a makeup test is different from the original, and they are more difficult, less multiple choice, more essay-based, more writing, so it pays to be in class on time. You have 1 week to make up labs because labs are tougher to make up. Wednesday is usually the day we do that, Wednesday mornings during late start. If you miss a class or a test for unexcused absences, you get 0s for those. And any late work you turn in for my class, I'll take it the next day for half credit, otherwise it becomes a 0. Now the other kind of excused absence I want to talk about are those planned excused absences, like student activities or family vacations. You need to make arrangements before you go. That means either take the test or quiz before you go, or you're going to take it the morning when you get back. I really like to take the test and quiz before I go over in class. So you will need to make arrangements for that. If you don't do that before that, I'll probably just send you to the hall during class to take those things. But I really like you to be in class and not miss class. Most of my notes can be found in Daily Planner, and all assignments can be found in Daily Planner as links. And then most of my video notes can be found on my YouTube channel, which is I am FEman02 on the YouTube channel. Classroom expectations are to respect yourself, respect others, be responsible for your own actions. You're now in an advanced science course. You're expected to act as such. High level responsibility for your own work, more than you probably used to in the past. Always make sure you're in class with your required materials. If you don't bring them, you have to go back to your locker. That's going to result in a tardy, so bring all your stuff to class on time. Be a positive participant in our class. Listen when others are speaking. Don't interrupt. I will allow water or sport drinks in my class. That's all I'm going to allow. So anything else you'll have to throw away or leave in your locker. And then also make sure you leave your area or equipment clean before you leave class. You should always leave the class looking as good as it was, if not better, when you leave. And lastly, safety is important in chemistry, so any horseplay or inappropriate use of equipment, not following directions, will jeopardize safety. You'll be dismissed from class for that day, and probably assigned detention, and then also get a 0 for that lab. So no horseplay. Safety contracts, we'll talk about those in class, and we'll have you sign those with you and your parent or guardian. And in class, we'll talk about drills and these medical issues and all this other stuff tomorrow in class. Alright, thanks for listening, and let's have a good year.